Hi guys, this is Alex. Let's talk about Venezuela. As you know, Trump has captured Maduro and is trying to replace the current government of Venezuela with a new government that is more sympathetic to US interests in the region. But it's not just about the oil, as most influencers and commentators out there are thinking and talking about. Let's break it down. Reason number one, yes, it's access to Venezuela's oil reserves, which are the biggest in the world. They are not producing as much oil as other countries, but they have the biggest reserves, and if developed properly, they can become a major oil and gas supplier worldwide. However, it doesn't stop here. 25 years ago, Chavez, Maduro's mentor and predecessor, has nationalized all the oil and gas industry from American companies who invested billions of dollars into them. Now they get them all back for free. Basically, it's tens of millions of dollars worth of oil and gas infrastructure, oil rigs, pipelines, ports, and so on that they get to have back to their balance sheets, and this will show up into their uh, stock prices. The next issue is whoever controls Venezuelan oil and gas supply will also control the world market. Why? Because these reserves are so big, they stand to gain a bigger market share as time flows by and other oil and gas suppliers are finishing up their reserves. So it's critical for the US economy to control these reserves, not just because of now, but also because of the future. However, the story doesn't end here. Let's talk about national security, because reason number four is to remove Venezuela as an ally of China, Russia, and Iran. Yes, they are part of the axis of evil. They are staunchly into the corner of China when it comes to investments, when it comes to global interests. Now this is reset. American companies will come in and replace Chinese ones. They will no longer serve Chinese interests serving oil to whomever China wants. They will follow US policy in terms of economic matters. Another reason is Trump is really serious about implementing the Monroe Doctrine. And this doctrine basically says that the United States needs to focus on the Western Hemisphere, which is basically the Americas, to generate security for its own defenses. If you look at the map, you see that East and West America is defended by sea. It's only the northern and the southern border that they need to care about. So basically, if they want to secure their borders and they want to have um, a better control over their domestic policies, they need to control what happens in Latin America. And this is just step one of it. Other countries, for instance Cuba, for instance Haiti, may be next. Another reason is that controlling Venezuela means securing the Panama Canal. Just look at the map. Venezuela is very close to Panama, and if necessary, Chinese vessels stationed there could have easily blocked off the Panama Canal. It's not yet an issue, but it could have become one in the years to come. And with that, we close off the national security and we move on to domestic policy. here we have the war on drugs, obviously. Trump already mentioned that apprehending Maduro is part of the justice system efforts to bring down his cartel. It's not exactly a cartel, but Maduro's government has indeed facilitated the operations of other drug cartels within Venezuela. They helped transport and manufacture drugs within Venezuela. They have even allowed terrorist organizations like FARC to operate within Venezuela. So, yes, uh, it's very true that removing Maduro from power is also helping the war on drugs. The eighth reason is obviously approval ratings. Trump has slipped down into the 30s in approval ratings, and this is very critical, especially uh, since 2026 is a midterm election year. So a quick win, victory within Venezuela brings him additional points um, on the approval rating at home. So, and let's not forget, there are millions of Venezuelans and other Latin voters within the United States that will gladly now vote for him. The number 9 is immigration policy. As you know, Trump is not very happy with the Latin immigration within the United States. It's not that he wants them all gone, but anything he can do to remove those immigrants from America, uh, he is very glad to do to help along. Uh, Venezuelan diaspora is very large, 9 million people worldwide. Not all of them in the United States, but quite a huge number. Many of those will choose now to return to Venezuela, especially if the country is turning into a decent democratic state as it used to be 25 years ago. And this brings me to the last reason and the one that I consider the most important one. Trump, by removing Maduro, is bringing democracy back to millions of people. Now, the Venezuelan people are free to choose their own destiny, to have democracy in their own country, and to enjoy the fruits of their labor under a free market system that will reward them, not oppress them. And at the end of the day, this I think is the most important result of this operation. Not oil, not some lofty geopolitical um, strategy goals. No, just free people and a better future for them. Thank you very much for listening. Alex out.